A teacher is required for the final pass timing step. When a student gets to the final step, the bar at the top and bottom of the screen turns red to indicate to the teacher that she is needed. As the student waits for the teacher to come to conduct the pass activities, the student can practice reading the story again. They can also click next and play the vocabulary game. Students should continue to work until a teacher comes to conduct the pass activities. As soon as the teacher is available, she'll come and take the student's mouse and click the Conduct Pass Activities button. After clicking that button, she will need to enter her teacher login information and click Login. Now the teacher listens to the student read the story for the pass timing step. As soon as the student starts reading, the Start Timing button is clicked. As the student reads out loud, the teacher listens to make sure the student can read accurately with expression and at the student's story goal rate of words correct per minute. If a student makes a mistake, the teacher does not click the word in the story like she does in the cold timing. Instead, she will enter that number in the missed words box. Students can have 3 or fewer errors in the minute timing and still pass. The teacher is also paying attention to the expression, which she will grade at the end of the minute timing. We have a scale of 1 to 4. A score of 1 does not pass a student, but scores of 2, 3, and 4 are all passing scores. At the end of the minute, the bell will sound, and the teacher will click the last word read.
Click on the last word you read when the bell sounded.
Then the teacher enters the number of errors in the number of missed words box, takes a look at the rubric if needed to see which score aligns with the kind of reading she heard during the pass timing attempt. And then she selects the grade for expression. Then the teacher clicks next to see the cold and pass timing scores on a graph. After viewing the cold and pass timing scores with the student, the teacher clicks the next button again. She grades the short answer question. The answer key is provided if she needs it. She selects yes or no, depending on whether or not that answer is correct, and clicks next again. There she can view the retelling, if that retelling is on for the student to type. If the student's in the phonics series, she will listen to the student read a word list and look at their spelling words. The teacher will then grade the retell and click next again. Now we are on the pass review work page. As you can see, there's a table that lists the criteria, the results, and the requirements. There's many capabilities within this page, so I'm going to take a moment to share them with you. If I scroll down, I can see the different comprehension questions and how the student performed. If I want, I can take a look at that question and go back in the text and help the student find the right answer. I can see what the student's most recent answer is. I can take a look at the correct answer, and the student and I can work on how to find the right answer in text. I can take a look at any of the questions here. I'm also able to take a look at any word that was clicked on as a difficult word and have the student practice reading those in isolation. This is the story details page, and from here I can view it. I can also print it and save it as a PDF. The next tab over shows me fluency information, cold and hot timing scores, and all the stories passed in this story so far. If I click the print button, I can see it in a full-page PDF format. It includes information about cold and past timing scores, including cold timing errors, hot timing errors, expression ratings, and hot timing attempts. The next graph over is the comprehension graph. This graph is extremely helpful in diagnosing a specific kind of comprehension problem. As you can see, this student is really struggling with questions about main idea. She's only getting them right 50% of the time. However, she is doing pretty well on vocabulary and inference. Clicking the printer button will allow you to see that report as well as how she did on each story individually. The next tab over shows you retell in the sequence series, how many words the student wrote during the retelling step, In the phonics series, it shows you how they did on their word lists and spelling activities. If there is a red dot on the Data Mentor tab, that indicates to the teacher that a suggestion for a change is available. When you click on the Data Mentor tab, if there is a suggestion, it will be provided on this page. There will also be an accept button the teacher can click if she agrees with the suggestion. If she doesn't, she can just ignore it and go on to the final remediation screen. On the past remediation screen, there is another table that lists the criteria, results, requirements, and actions. Sometimes students will have all gold stars in the past results column, and then they're done. You click the next button and the student sees their medals and can go on to another story. Sometimes the student will have one or more red X's indicating that they did not meet one of the requirements. The teacher should have the student fix the things that they missed. Notice that this student missed 2 of the quiz questions. So I would have this student go back and fix that missed quiz question. If the student had 11 errors instead of 1, I would want that student to read along better. I can select how many times that student reads along, as well as the speed of the read along. In that case, I would also need to retest the story to make sure the student can be accurate during the pass step. But since the student did well enough on accuracy and expression, I'm only going to have this student go back and fix those missed quiz questions. As you can see, the student is back on the quiz step, but she is redoing it. So now the student can pick the accurate and correct answer and click next. Then she can put the questions in their right order and click next. And if she gets them right, she doesn't even need the teacher again. As you can see, she earns medals and blue ribbons. She earns both if she did as well as possible. For example, she got the highest rating on expression of 4, so she gets the medal and the blue ribbon. She earned the medal for the quiz because she went back and fixed the quiz questions that she got wrong, but she didn't get them all right the first time through, so she didn't earn the blue ribbon. The comprehension report will keep track of the student's first attempt on the quiz. After looking at her medals, the student can click Done and pick a new story.